Welcome back to MSU Tonight. You might have noticed that last week was Rush Week on Murray State's campus, and I'm joined in the studio by Jordan Colbreth and Emma Pate, who are here to discuss what that's all about and some other things that are coming up in Greek life communities. And welcome you two. So I got a quick question for both of y'all just to kind of introduce your fraternities. And so Jordan, you are from...
I'm from Sigma Phi Epsilon.
And Emma?
And I'm from Delta Zeta.
Delta Zeta. These are both professional Greek organizations, correct?
There's a social.
Social. So cool. So what made you guys want to rush when you guys were, also tell what grade you guys were in when you decided to do this?
Do you want me to go first? Okay, I was a freshman and I decided to go through recruitment because I'm from out of state and no one from my hometown really came here. And I wanted to find that home away from home. And during recruitment, it was very stressful, but I found that in Delta Zeta, so.
That's really cool.
I rushed whenever I was a first semester freshman, and my older brother was actually a SIGEP. And
really?
he discussed all the things that they were about and our cardinal principles, and it really got me wanting to join a fraternity as good as that.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you guys found that kind of family, that closeness that usually Greek life can only provide, because that's what's so interesting about these organizations. It's like most people are from way out of state, like you said,
Yeah.
and you get this massive group of people to come together, and you all are like a literal big family.
Mm-hmm.
So did you guys have a really good turnout for the past few rush weeks, like the one in the fall and in the spring?
I would say overall numbers are down in recruitment just across the United States, but I feel like Murray State had a pretty good turnout. Just dealing with, enrollment dropping, I feel like we still had a pretty good turnout. I know we got a good class of girls, and I know all the fraternities had pretty successful stuff, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, the fall rush is usually the biggest throughout the school, that's where we get most of our guys usually. But then this spring semester rush week wasn't that bad for us altogether. We got more than most of the fraternities overall.
That's really cool. Find Me Alpha, they're interesting. That's the one that I am pledging right now. They only rush once a year, so their pledge class has to cover, the numbers have to cover an entire year instead of the semester thing. But that's where you guys kind of have an advantage, and because you get the more numbers and interesting things like that. So you guys went through the process. You've been in there. How long have both of you been in each of your organizations?
This will be my third year altogether in SIGEP.
Going on my second semester of my second year. Yeah.
That's cool. Do you guys hold any positions in your groups?
I do not currently.
Oh, cool.
I'm the vice president of membership, so I'm in charge of recruitment, actually.
Oh, that is really cool.
Yeah, so it was exciting this week.
So do you guys say that you are better individuals having gone through the process and initiation and all the stress that comes with that, but coming out fine?
Oh yeah, definitely. Throughout my time in SIGEP, it's definitely improved my well-being overall, and it's given me many skills that will help me throughout my personal life and my career and in the future.
Yeah, I agree because, I used to be so shy and antisocial and, an introvert, and I would have never imagined that I would be running a recruitment for a sorority. I just never would have thought I'd be able to do that, and it's pushed me academically and socially, just all around made me a well-rounded person.
That's really interesting. So would you guys say that it kind of helps with being able to develop like more finite social skills?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Overall, makes me more of a balanced man, I'd say.
More of a balanced man. That's really cool.
I would say that it helps you learn how to work in teams and how to delegate and how to lead and how to work in teams because, I'm dealing with 60 plus girls, and any group of girls is going to be hard to work with. And, if you're in a leadership position or just in a sorority period, you got to figure out how to work with that many girls and how to, delegate and how to make sure what needs to happen happens. And I feel like that translates perfectly into like the real world and the workforce.
That's what I was about to say. That's really interesting because like working in groups is so important, and usually you don't get that with most like just standard organizations like some clubs and stuff like that. Like there's not a whole lot of like group work, but you guys are like essentially forced to come together and work for a common good like all the time. And I think that's really cool that you guys are kind of put in that environment. So you said that this helps you in your professional life. Like, can you explain that a little bit? Like, what's the benefits of that?
For SIGEP, we have higher GPA that we like to encourage throughout our fraternity. So everyone's definitely encouraged to improve themselves academically. And then throughout SIGEP, there's different processes that include different like interviews, for example, to help improve your like skills when it comes to maybe trying to join a job or just searching for something that will increase your overall living wages in the future.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I know we have study groups, and we've started this thing where there's a proctor and we all have academic study groups, and it's just quiet hours. And so we're all trying to push each other to succeed academically, because that's the main reason that we're here. And so if we're not succeeding in that area, then we won't succeed in our sorority life either. So I know I pair up with girls that are in my major, and they help me out, I help them out, and we just study for tests together. You know, if there's a sister in a class, we try to, you know, get study guides going and kind of help each other out.
That's really cool that you guys are so responsible on top of your academics. Not necessarily like below your organization, but like it kind of works in tandem. It's not like one's, well, obviously like academics are the most important, but like you guys kind of treat it as these both can coincide and better each other. And I think that's super cool that both of your organizations can be able to do that. So do you guys have any interesting stories that you could tell me about your process, like times that things maybe got stressful, but you were able to get through it really well?
I will say formal recruitment on any campus for sororities is one of the most stressful times, but just seeing those girls run home on bid day, I mean, it's just like new additions to the family. And, you know, recruitment, it just reminds everyone why we joined this, and we have philanthropy day, and everyone goes over what they're actually here for and raising money for, and it just kind of brings everyone closer together. It's long nights and it's very stressful, but once we, you know, are brought back down and this is why we're here, and then we see these new girls come home, it's just kind of like icing on the cake, and it just kind of ties it all together.
Yeah, as a freshman coming in, you don't have very many friends, like naturally, so rushing and joining a fraternity, like going through the whole rush week, definitely introduces you to many different people, and definitely like provides me with a lot of friends that I will have in the future. And there's nothing really compared to whenever on bid day you're rushing down the steps of Lovett into your brother's loving arms and you do a big cheer. It's just, it definitely fills you with as much joy as that you could ever imagine.
That's awesome. I heard you talk about your philanthropy event. Have you guys started that yet? Have you already done it, or is it planned for the future?
So we have, most organizations on campus have a philanthropy event in the fall and the spring, mainly just one big one and kind of a small one. Like GAM had their big one in the fall, now they're doing the like Gossip Squirrel. And so we had our small one in the fall, and then we have our big one, Hoops for Hearing, this spring, and it'll be later on in April, and we'll have more details once they come together. But yeah,
cool.
It's just like a 3v3 tournament for all the organizations on campus, and we raise money for speech and hearing.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, and our philanthropy is Best Buddies, and last semester we had our annual Zombie Run, which is our normal philanthropy event. And then this semester is our smaller one, where we'll probably do a whole sorority-wide competition to where they compete in like flag football.
That's super cool. I have an event that not a whole lot of people have been talking about yet, but here very shortly it'll become really big news. All Campus Sing. Are you guys preparing for that yet? All Campus Scream?
Definitely.
Yeah, we've already come up with, you know, everybody's already come up with themes, and we're about to start practices, and definitely gets everybody excited in our chapter.
I have practice today actually for it.
Yeah.
Really?
So,
Oh, that's
people
super
are
cool.
already getting down
It's
to business.
serious.
when it comes to
Like
that.
this starts, is it early May, late April is usually when it is? Or is
April.
it like April?
Yes.
Yeah. Because like people are already starting, and
Oh,
it
it's
is
a big
just
deal.
it is a huge deal.
Because the whole campus comes down to see it.
And not just the campus, but it's the alumni too.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
alumni of your fraternities, sororities coming down to cheer you on. I can't. Do you guys remember what your things were last year? Because I do not.
Our theme was, we had songs that turned 10 years old. So
Oh,
on the back
cool.
of our shirt it says "You're so 2000 and late," because it was 2018.
That's
So
cool.
it was pretty fun.
Last year I was not able to do it, unfortunately.
Oh,
I
no.
did do step, however, but
I did stuff last year, yeah.
yeah, but I do not remember our theme for ACS. Yeah, I can't tell you.
That is something else I also wanted to bring up. Are either of you guys involved in, you said you were involved in Stomp, or Step, my bad. Are you, Step? Are you involved in Step?
I did step last year. This year I'm doing ACS, just to switch it up.
I really want to end up doing all campus sing because I saw it last year and it was just an absolute blast.
It
And now
looks
that-
like so much fun.
Yeah, now that I'm a pledge, I'll be able to finally do that with Phi Mu Alpha and also with Step. I feel like I might get in on that. I don't know. It looks
Step is a good
It
time.
looks intense.
Probably the most fun
It
time
is.
of my college career.
It is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Well, that is all we have time for. Thank you guys so much for coming in and doing this interview with me. And there will be more to see on MSU Tonight. I will see you later. And Keenan Hall and Blake Saladin will be talking about Sunday night's Super Bowl. So we'll be right back after this.